but they've beaten championship opposition in the last 3 games. Robert Hicks is the referee. He knows what to expect. He was referee last weekend at the Lightstream Stadium for the Centurions trip to Hull Kingston Rovers. That was lively early on. Potentially this will be lively early on, because Leigh will be looking to unsettle their big name opponents. What a great kickoff that is! What a great start it is for the Centurions. The Giants unable to deal with Ridyard's kickoff, allowing the ball out of play and conceding the goal line dropout right from the very first.
Well, they started poorly last week when they played against Hull. It was only the second half that they came back, but a good start from Martin Ridyard and his team, and with all the experience that they've got in these forwards, I can't split both sets of forwards. They've got a lot of experience for Leigh Centurions, played in some very big games, but they're up against the determined Huddersfield side.
Well, this is a determined Leigh Centurion side. They've got the wind in their sails. They have got the experience. Players like Gareth Hock there in possession, 32 years of age. And Leigh showing their hand early on, Remy Matua, and the points early on for the Centurions with Greg Worthington. What a start for the Centurions. The side going into this game looking to seal promotion has got off to the best possible start, and Huddersfield don't know what's hit them. And Greg Worthington, back last week after 2 games out through suspension, has got now 8 tries in his last 9 games. What a performance, what a start from this Leigh side.
Yeah, what a kick from Martin Ridyard. Last week when they played against Hull, it was a 5-minute spell where they blitzed them. They scored 3 tries. The first time they get the ball, they shift it out wide, and they come up with a very good try. Look at that, at the line, pulling men in, Remy Matua go through the line, and then all of a sudden, as soon as they give it out to Greg Worthington, they score the tries. This is a brilliant start from the Leigh Centurions, and one that will surely settle the nerves.
Greg Worthington, who ended the championship season in great form. He gets 7 tries in the last 7 games. Now then, Martin Ridyard, as the sun breaks out here at Leigh Sports Village, and Ridyard crowns that Worthington try with 2 more points. Sensational start from the Centurions. Neil Dukes, his coaching team alongside him, could not possibly have wished for more.
A flawless start from the Centurions. Ridyard takes it to the line, as does Drinkwater, but it's the contribution of Remy Matua. 3 defenders in attendance, the space and the opening is provided in Leigh Centurions, and the box seat 6-0.
Oh dear me, a disastrous start for the Giants, because Jake Connor has put the restart out on the full.
Yeah, Bill, poor start. They should have caught the kick-off. All of a sudden they let that bounce, and then they kicked this straight out on the full after conceding a try. In the warm-up, I was watching them, there was an awful lot of drop balls, so they need to make sure that they switch on and just get the mind set on what this is going to be, a physical game with a lot at stake.
Line, boys, line. Make sure we're on the call.
So Leigh immediately back on the attack.
Stay Craig.
After that kick goes out on the full. And what can they come up with this time? Again, it's Hock taking them on in the middle of the field.
Move, Ryan! Here, Michael.
And Huddersfield back in defensive mode. Jake Connor behind his defensive line is screaming at his teammates, trying to galvanise them early on here, because they've started like a flat balloon. And here comes Danny Tickle, another one of the seasoned campaigners in this Leigh side, 33 years of age. It was a big hit on Tickle. He was slow to get to his feet then. Now they come on the other side with Mitch Brown.
Good line from Mitch Brown then. Nearly poured his nose through.
Hyam, they're in again, are they? Dane Weston almost over, but he's tackled, he's held up, says Robert Hicks.
Well, Dane Weston has impressed me in his qualifiers. He was named as the club's Players Player of the Year at their awards night. Certainly has played very well this year.
Now they try the other side. Little grubber kicks in, and it's just too strong. Well dealt with, but in the end by Jake Connor, who's took a knock for his pains, because it was a lovely kick from Drinkwater.
The perfect weight on that kick into the danger zone. And you see Jermaine McGilvray and Jake Connor. One of them has to take control, take the initiative. It's Jake Connor who finally gets boot to ball, but under all kinds of pressure from Leigh Centurions. It's been a frenetic start.
Stay on. Stay on.
It's been a perfect start for Leigh. Huddersfield have been on the ropes virtually from the word go. And here is Weston. Has terrorised championship sides since his arrival in the country. Been a great recruit.
Go, you've got to hold though.
Mickey Hyam. Tickle once more. Making only his second start for the Centurions since joining the club. Another one of their mid-season recruits, Rennie Matua, Drinkwater out wide. This time the Giants' defence is up to the mark. Making the tackle. Weston. Ball onto Hock. Hock did well to take that pass. It was dipping down around his shins.
Ryan, hold for that foot, mate. Go.
20 metres out. Hyam. Corey Patterson now. Patterson somehow pops that ball out. Hyam, short ball from Hyam. Good defence again from the Giants. Hyam's going for it. Held up again, says the referee.
It was a brilliant offload. Corey Patterson last week, he ran Martin Ridyard really close for the man of the match. Terrific work rate and defence, but when he carries the ball, he's got that offload, he's got the footwork, but he's got the size. Makes him so difficult to handle. And he hits like that as well.
Aaron Murphy has lost the ball. Play on, says the referee. He'll come back for the knock-on. It is all going Leigh's way at the moment. Huddersfield don't know what's hit them.
I always say about these carries, you've got to be brave, and when you take the ball close to your line, you're going to be hit by some of the bigger men. The speedsters get in the likes of Aaron Murphy, but he's confronted by Patterson and Tickle, who just manhandle him and he make a mistake. And it's not the best start for Huddersfield, and Rick Storm, well, he's had it all his own way in the last 3 games against those championship sides. Featherstone, Batley and London scoring a total of 160 points. It's a different matter when you play against Leigh.
So Leigh head and feed on the Giants' 10-metre line. They have spent virtually the entire game so far, 6.5 minutes of it in Giants territory. They've got tackles in the bag here, and they're pressing once more. Danny Tickle, how he'd love to get his first try for 2 years. He's tackled though about 5 metres out. Quick hands once more, overlap once more, another try for Leigh. Matty Dawson, 2 tries in the opening 6.5 minutes for the Centurions. They are on their way to Super League on this evidence. Matty Dawson gets his 12th try of this season. Okay, 7 of them have been for Saints, but what a finish from him, what a build-up from the Centurions.
Well, playing with so much confidence, the 17 straight wins. Defence wins your games. Corey Patterson, Danny Tickle over the top of Aaron Murphy. Leads to this field position, the switch back to the blind side. And it was Dame Weston who switches across the back of the line. Mickey Hyam gets out one way, passes it the other. The prop forward then out the back. And then all of a sudden, the Huddersfield Giants are left clutching. The players are firing in. They're making the wrong choices. They're trying to cut the player down. And that is just great hands from a very confident Leigh Centurions.
Well, there's a good reason that experts are struggling to split this game, split these 2 teams. The potency of Leigh, the attitude that they've got in defence makes them a threat all over the pitch.
Ridyard again from out wide. Ridyard again on target. And Leigh on their way. Unbelievable start here. They lead the Huddersfield Giants 12-0.
Well, Neil Jukes and his coaching staff, including Paul Cook, who I saw at the game on Thursday night, I reckon they were looking forward to this game to prove to everybody the credibility, but in their wildest dreams, I don't think after 8 minutes they could see themselves 12 points to zip up.
Well, Huddersfield at least have got themselves into Leigh territory, although they haven't got the ball in possession, but the Giants really have got a battle on their plates here now. They've got 12-point deficit to make up already.
They're like a breath of fresh air. The way that they play, they don't just throw the same structures and shapes at you. They look up and they play what's in front of them. They suck the men in. Gareth Hawk goes in, carrying the ball. It's a good tackle. He loses the ball, turn it over, but they certainly do back themselves on every single play.
In the context of the game, that's a big tackle. To get possession, stop that momentum. They've had no territory at all, Huddersfield Giants. Let's see what they can do with some.
It's Ryan Hitchcliffe who put the tackle in. He cannot have envisaged being involved in a game like this when he signed for the Huddersfield Giants, because he signed on the back of what had been a great season for them. Fourth place finish and great prospects. Here they are now on the back of a season when they finished bottom of the table, and now they're battling for their lives in Super League. They're trailing 12 points to nil to a side who fancied their chances of making a fist of it in Super League. But Huddersfield battling back now.
Go.
Cudjoe plays the ball. Ellis, little grubber kick in, but swept up by Patterson and returned by Patterson.
They're playing with so much energy, aren't they, Centurions? The fans have turned out to support them. They know it's a big day in the town. And with the likes of Matty Dawson, who was brought in at the back end of this year to really steady them and get them up into Super League. And look, you can see that Huddersfield trying to add that bit of pressure, knowing that Leigh are getting forward. They're starting to lose the ruck on the early few plays of each set. So Rick Stone knows that they've got to control the ruck, take the game away from the likes of Mickey Hyam. Don't let him get out from dummy half and show that that would have been talked about during the week.
Long way to go, and the Huddersfield Giants coach looking fairly calm about life. This is a very new situation for him. Of course, promotion, relegation, concept unfamiliar to Australian coaches, but this is what he's got to deal with, he says. And he seemed very calm before the game. Here is Tickle now. 20 metres out. Leigh probing again. The 35-year-old Mickey Hyam serving the ball up to Ridyard. Ridyard short ball for Hawk, who was looking for somebody on his left-hand side. Nobody there. Hyam. Ridyard is all wrapped up.
Well, the big forwards for Leigh are certainly looking to promote the ball.
Drinkwater puts a little grubber kick in. It's a great one, and it's dealt with in the end by Cudjoe. Had to scramble that ball then. Rennie Matua was chasing that one.
But wasn't that an excellent kick, the way that he gets out, and then all of a sudden he straightens the play up, just drops it onto his boot. Rennie Matua there, Wellington there again. The kick chase and the pressure, look at that. The intelligence of Drinkwater, isolating one defender, and that was Leroy Cudjoe.
Hasn't Rennie Matua started this game with a real purpose when the Leigh Centurions players were warming up under the guidance of Neil Jukes? They were wearing a special shirt that had the number 16 and Rennie Matua's name on the back of it, and he seems inspired this afternoon.
There's a story to that shirt, Barry, actually. It really is a collector's item. It's worth 200 quid if you want one. Available after the game. All proceeds to a very good charity. Here's Mickey Hyam. And here is Rennie Matua. And here are the Leigh Centurions with Greg Worthington. Try scorer already as Leigh lead by 12 points to nil. Gareth Hawk, and they've got time. Huddersfield seem a little bit lackadaisical defensively, and Leigh are exploiting it. Can they exploit it again? Yes, they can! Dawson can for his second of the game. There is no stopping the march of the Centurions. Huddersfield don't know what's hit them. Their supporters dejected. And Leigh have raced into a 16-0 lead, and Matty Dawson has 7 tries already in these qualifiers. And that one again, courtesy of some great build-up from this Centurion side.
All the play seems to be going down Leigh Centurions' left-hand side. They certainly think that they've got the strike players there, or maybe there's a weakness on Huddersfield right. And the ball here, when it goes up from Drinkwater, and all Dawson does just hooks that touchline. As soon as he gets that ball, the ball beats the Huddersfield defender in McGilvray, who was looking at the traffic inside, leaves the space on the edge for him. 3 tries in the opening 12 minutes. What a start.
Huddersfield players on their own try line. Chris Thorman, one of the assistant coaches, is down there among them, passionately trying to rev these players up, because Huddersfield, okay, they've hardly touched the ball, and yet they haven't matched the intensity of Leigh so far. But look at that from Ridyard again. That's 3 from 3, all of them from way out wide. That is another hammer blow. But Neil Jukes, as calm as you like. He knows there's a long way to go. 18-0.
Well, players and coaches will tell you it's far easier when you're handling the ball than it is defensively. Doing those tackles, getting in the wrestle, contact, takes loads of energy. And in terms of energy and work rate, 65 tackles so far the Huddersfield Giants have made, to just 15 that Leigh have had to do.
This takes some believing. A lot of people ahead of this game thought that Leigh might have met their match physically in this Huddersfield Giants side, one of the most imposing teams in Super League. But like much of this Super League, of the Super League campaign, Huddersfield haven't lived up to expectations, and they haven't lived up to expectations so far here. They haven't had a chance to.
Well, Leigh have got absolutely everything. They're a team that can play. They naturally like to throw the ball away, throw the ball around, sorry. They're very aggressive in the defence, and they've got some real leaders within the squad.
In these games, having watched quite a few of them, the championship sides start well, and the 20 minutes or so, the first quarter, they've got loads of energy. They're throwing loads at the Super League teams. I can't see the Centurions after the first quarter dropping that intensity.
Drinkwater's kick. McGilvray takes it well and then steps away from trouble and makes some good ground. That'll lift the Giants. That's what they needed.
Well, if you kick the ball to McGilvray, one thing you've got to do, you've got to make sure that you present in front of him with a line. All comes off the back of McGilvray's first run. Then Aaron Murphy, when he gets that next play and he wins that run, they give the penalty away here then.
He's a good player, Jermaine McGilvray. He started that momentum, and you're quite right, Corey Patterson, he's trying to flick on the back. There's Jermaine McGilvray. Balance, footwork, speed, transferring the ball from his left hand to his right hand so he can hand off. Great stuff.
Move, Danny!
Now, will this be a test of the Leigh Centurions' defence? Huddersfield supporters down that end of the ground certainly hope so, because they've seen precious little to offer them much hope so far. And they can look to their right and see that big scoreboard telling them that their side is already trailing by 18 points to 0. Can they do something about that now? Here is Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe, short ball. Hubie and Brough changes direction. Akumatai. He's tackled about 5 metres out. It's another penalty.
Yeah, it's staying Weston round the legs. He just won't release the Huddersfield player. Well, they're under pressure now.
Here they come again. It's with Oliver Roberts. He plays the ball. Brough, sure hand ball, and Brough sends Michael Lawrence in for the try that gets Huddersfield on the scoreboard. And Lawrence making his 45th consecutive appearance. Backs up his try against London last week with the Huddersfield Giants' first try of this game, and boy did they need that.
Well, if you give them field position, they'll score some tries, and you can see that Dave Weston, the prop forward, was just holding on too long for the referee's liking. And then all of a sudden you get a couple of players that jump the line. I think it was Corey Patterson was the first player, and then as soon as Corey Patterson makes the wrong read, the man who's defending outside of him has to shoot in. And as soon as he shoots in, Michael Lawrence just hits that next hole and scores a simple try.
Offensively, good ball. You've just done exactly what we want you to do.
So Danny Brough lining up the conversion attempt. Formality for a kicker of his calibre, and that'll just give the Huddersfield Giants a bit of calming confidence. 18-6 now.
You're right, Bill, they can take a deep breath. Right, let's start the game now, because the big players, the important players with experience and knowledge of this kind of intensity, Jermaine McGilvray, Danny Brough, Ryan Hinchcliffe, Michael Lawrence, all starting to step forward and impose themselves in this game.
What will Huddersfield Giants make of this restart? The last they couldn't handle. And this is another tricky one. It's got height, it's got distance. They get a hold of it.
Jake Connor got under that one. He failed to get under the first one. The big front rower, he couldn't deal with it. And from that point, they were under pressure.
Oh, the way that Ikahihi carried that ball and he hurt Danny Tickle.
Oh, and then there's the knock-on.
Well, they make a mistake, but Danny Tickle still isn't right. Shaking his head. He's just stretching off. The ball's lost here from Craig Hooby, but the kick-off was incredible. You can see that Hooby, well, he's just trying to regain his feet and play the ball as quick as he can. So the mistake, 24 metres from his line. But I'm not so sure. If it was Martin Ridyard, I'd be kicking to Ikahihi for. And Danny Tickle won't thank him for that kick-off.
Well, it worked in the first half, and coaches and players will have, or try to have a focus after points, a clean set. They failed to do that. It was a high kick, difficult to deal with.
Oliver, that other arm goes
Look at him,
over.
mate.
That's it.
He just picks out Danny Tickle. It's a thunderous shot.
Well, from the restart, from the scrum, head and feet to Leigh, here's Brown, Mitch Brown. Now Adam Higson, who's been a spectator, all the action's been on the other side of the field so far, with Matty Dawson getting 2 tries. And they're going to that side again.
They like the look of it, don't they, Bill? All the attacks going down that side.
Oh, Worthington, Leigh fans appealing for a penalty. Hock, he's up for this, is Gareth Hock, that's for sure.
That was a good shot from the youngster Oliver Roberts on Gareth Hock.
Hyam, about 3 metres out. Little kick from Ridyard, but it's collected by Aaron Murphy.
Well, that's his poorest kick. Probably 100 minutes last weekend. It was the difference between the Leigh Centurions and Hull KR. And it's the strength of their game, the Centurions. The good kicking game, long and short, really troubles their opposition.
Connor's gone for a 40-20 there, I think, but McNally gathers it comfortably and then sets Higson away.
Well, kicks early in the set. There wasn't enough distance on that kick. He was trying to turn the full-back around, trying to get it more towards their own try line.
2, move Sam, square Akuma.
Blistering start from the Leigh Centurions, who know if they win this one and reach 10 points, they can't be caught, as Hull KR and Huddersfield meet in the final round of the qualifiers. And therefore, only one of those teams, not both, could also reach 10 points by winning their remaining games. It's all there for the Centurions on this game. The Super League future they've been seeking.
Well, it's for an 80-minute performance, isn't it? From the Centurions, effort on effort.
Big kick, Murphy composed underneath it, claims it well.
He's an underrated player, Aaron Murphy. When he returns the ball, he does very well, but under pressure in those circumstances, he doesn't panic. He doesn't put pressure on himself. Look, Mitch Brown's in his eye line. He doesn't take his eye off the ball.
Connor ran into a clattering, thunderous challenge from Gareth Hock, and then after the ball's played, just questions that challenge.
As we expected, there is some fiery characters out on the pitch, and I was watching Greg Worthington and Akuma Tai a couple of moments ago.
Bruff's kick is straight into the arms of McNally. Didn't really have to move the fullback. Super 8's action coming up next week. Hull FC looking to get back in the saddle after back-to-back defeats at Wakefield. They are next Thursday, 8 o'clock. Sky Sports 1 for that one. Massive game, this one. Warrington Wolves against the Wigan Warriors, all to play for in the top there, top of the Super 8s. 7:30 Friday, Sky Sports 2 for that match. 2 big games to look forward to, but this is big. This is huge for the Leigh Centurions and for the Huddersfield Giants.
Well, the strength of this Leigh Centurions side has been the movement of the ball. Gareth Hock, renowned offloader. Greg McNally, he's a poacher extraordinaire, and he's going to follow that ball all over the pitch, trying to pick up some of the scraps from the likes of Danny Tickle, Patterson, Matua, and it was Gareth Hock he followed then on his left shoulder.
Well, Oliver Roberts hasn't backed down, has he? He's come up with two very good shots on Gareth Hock, gets it in front of the big former international.
Huddersfield will be happy with this. Some of the early sort of passion has maybe subsided a little bit.
Get in, please. Get your heads in.
We saw passion last week, didn't we, Bill? It was just going in the wrong direction. They were giving penalties away, and they were their own worst enemy, the Centurions. They've got that version, or this version, and it's more constructive this week.
There's a Kumatai, good run from him, and managing to stay in the field of play despite Hock's attentions. Oof! Almost went without it. Nathan Mason, virtually his first touch of the ball.
He did well to bring that back in, Nathan Mason. He was under a lot of pressure.
Roberts again. Huddersfield rolling forward.
Hold. Go for.
Brough now trying to engineer something. They have engineered something. It's a try for Aaron Murphy. Back-to-back tries now for the Giants. They're on their way back in this game. 18-0 down, 18-10 now. Rick Stone. More instructions coming down from the seemingly unflappable Aussie coach up here. Not far away from us, in actual fact.
He scores the try, Aaron Murphy. He was the man who caught the ball on the full as well in the previous set of six. Gareth Hock looking for the offload to his teammate Greg McNally. They lose the ball, it goes forward. Huddersfield get the ball back. Look at the movement, the initial movement from Danny Brough. He gets the ball and his line is to hold up those bigger players. And when he goes back in, you can see that Harrison Hansen just sits back on his heel. There's a bit of space created on the outside. It's good hands from Huddersfield and a good finish from the winger.
Aaron Murphy got his 60th try for the Giants in last week's win against London. Danny Brough. First attempt at goal, successful, was bang in front of the post. This one a lot trickier, but oof, just short. He was on target, but he didn't have the legs.
Well, it was quality attack, but look at the decision to come in. It's the right edge defence. At that point, Higson needs to keep Aaron Murphy in front of him. He decides to go in. He's no confidence in his centre, and the space was created. A defensive mistake.
Keep forgetting you're over there, Frank. Sorry.
Points posted for the Giants, 18-10.
Back on.
There's some nerves here now for Leigh Centurions, knowing that in the last 10 minutes they've gifted 10 points to their opponents.
Stand, hold, go.
So Huddersfield, here's Sam Rapira. You mentioned Rennie Matua and that shirt, Barry. In fact, it's a special commemorative shirt which has been designed by Dane Weston, and Rennie Matua's full name is on it, which is O Rennie Matua Famano. It's got a special crest on it, all his debut dates, and it's a real collector's item. It is available after this game, and all the proceeds will be going to the Ben's Wish charity, which is supporting 10-year-old Ben Robinson, who suffers from cerebral palsy and has now been diagnosed with leukemia, a cause close to the Centurions' heart, that is. Huddersfield on the attack. McNally, well, there's nowhere for him to go, and the Giant supporters jubilant as their team forces the goal line dropout.
Oh, they just seem to have upped the ante, haven't they, in the last 5 or 6 minutes. And that man Danny Brough, when he's in the mood to play and he goes at any defensive line that's not quite set, he takes it on, drops it onto his boot. He doesn't just sit back and admire it. He gets off his bike, he pushes it up and puts pressure on the Greg McNally, and nowhere to go.
Let's go, please. Come on, Greg.
Leigh supporters may be just wondering whether this is a rerun of the qualifiers game against Hull KR last year, when they raced into a seemingly insurmountable lead. Couldn't be caught, they thought, and then Rovers turned it around, and Leigh were left wondering last year. They're on the back foot again, Huddersfield, with a bit of momentum about them at the moment.
3, just drink water. Back here, hold, go.
Ellis, here's Mason.
4, move 8.
10 metres out or so, the Giants. Leigh just about on their own try line. Brough once more, fires the pass, intercepted, and away they go. with Ridyard. Ridyard's got support. He might not need it. Cudjoe across. He cuts back in field. Wrong foots him and goes the length of the field. Just when Huddersfield thought they had got Leigh on the ropes, Ridyard comes up with the intercept. And it's all going the Centurions' way. Can anything stop them?
Well, they needed a try after conceding the last two from Huddersfield, and Martin Ridyard, he put himself between Danny Brough and the man who was going to catch the ball. He comes up with a brave play here, because if this ball goes outside him and hits Michael Lawrence, that's a try. Adam Hickson as well, he pushes up, he gets in support with Martin Ridyard, gets in front of him, maybe tries to just get in front of Leroy Cudjoe, who's coming across to make the tackle, but Martin Ridyard, he wasn't going to pass this ball.
It's easy to miss the contribution of Adam Hickson. Of course, he's there in support, but what he's doing, he's taking a little bit of focus from Leroy Cudjoe, who desperately reaches out, can't stop and fail the try. Neil Jukes, Paul Cook, willing the standoff over the line. Tremendous 28 minutes.
Tell you what, Neil Jukes is a very cool customer, because there was no leaping up and down there, just a bit of finger pointing, and immediately he was on the radio to communicate downstairs to Paul Anderson, who's down below for him. And Ridyard convert his own length of the field try successfully. 4 from 4 for Ridyard, plus a try, 24-10. And that's taken a bit of wind out of the Giants' sails.
Well, you've got to have faith in your teammates, and when Adam Hickson pushes up in support with that man, he goes past the man who's carrying the ball, because he believes he's got the speed to get there.
I think Tezzy might feel that he made that defensive mistake. He made the decision to come in and kill a play, got it wrong. Probably felt partly to blame for that try, but a perfect response from the winger. And what Leigh Centurions have just proved is the first 3 tries that they scored, they were from good field position. Well, they've gone virtually the length of the pitch to score the next one.
The sun is shining and Leigh are playing Sun on their Backs Rugby League. All the pressure of this game, all that's at stake for them, and they seem so calm and confident about it all.
Well, they've got so many influential players in different areas, whether you're a forward or a key playmaker, like Ridyard here, who kicks this ball. He just knows when to inject himself into the game, whether it's a play, whether he's looking to pass, whether he's just going to kick it off the field, walk to the scrum, just compose himself and his teammates. It's been a great opening half hour for Leigh Centurions, hasn't it?
Ridyard's calling the shots.
You 3 at the front as well, make sure you're bind. Oh, sorry. Hang on.
There's the owner, Derek Beaumont. Very happy with life. As well he might be. The side that the club have assembled, and his stewardship really has come up with the goods in these qualifiers.
2, move, Andrew! Oh, go, markers are good.
Well, sucked into the power game here now. Struggling to get
3,
forward.
move, Harrison! Hold with me now, hold. Foot,
Cruz Lehman's come on, Josh Johnson's come onto the field to give them a spark, along with this man carrying the ball, Sam Rapira.
Stand, go.
Brough. Ellis floats along Paul out wide. Wow, McGilvray did well to collect that, and here he goes. Jermaine McGilvray back on the inside. Ellis couldn't take the pass, and he's bombed. McGilvray had done all the donkey work. Ellis had to take the pass and they were in again, but he couldn't.
Well, he had it, didn't he, Jamie Ellis? If he catches that ball, the man who played for the Centurions back in 2011, it's a certain try.
Dangerous.
Nobody in front of him. The try line was beckoning.
Penalty, above the horizontal.
And then they give a penalty here for upending a Leigh Centurions player, Andrew Dixon, above the horizontal. See Michael Lawrence just gets underneath, a little tug, a little lift, but it's enough for the penalty.
Jamie Ellis, who had 1 season as a Leigh player, and he got 34 tries in 31 appearances. It was some season, that was.
Hell! Move 1! Go!
But he Won't want to relive that moment. Here's Corey Patterson, suspicious of a forward pass in that little movement. Here is Liam Hood, once of Leeds Rhinos. Hood buzzing off the bench for the Centurions.
He's so quick out of dummy half, Liam Hood.
Uh-oh, they're coming your way again. This time Huddersfield managed to hold them out, but for how long? Not too long. Dawson's got his hat-trick. He has got 3 in 31 minutes. Matty Dawson nails another nail into the Giants' coffin and helps Leigh Centurions take a massive step towards a Super League place.
Well, it's quick fire tries for Leigh Centurions. They scored the opening 3 in 12 minutes and then his next 2 in the last 6 minutes. And then McGilvray breaks free. Jamie Ellis, if he catches that, all of a sudden it is game on. But again, what the Leigh do, they go out wide and they don't play the long side, they go on the short side. They know that the winger is not in place, McGilvray. He's left on the floor from that tackle. And Matty Dawson, yet again, what does he do? He comes back, he holds his width. Players left on the ground, clever player from the man who's come off the sub-bench, Liam Hood, to isolate a couple of players and deliver a perfect pass to Dawson.
Well, Matty Dawson came to Leigh Centurions from St Helens in July, was once a Huddersfield player, Dawson, from that part of Yorkshire. Richard, there is no stopping him, there's no stopping Leigh, no wonder. Derek Beaumont is delighted with life, as well he might be. They could not conceivably have thought that the score would read 30-10, and Dawson couldn't have thought he'd get a hat-trick inside the first half.
Well, what a special afternoon. It's always special when you play against your old team. To get over the line is a present, to get 3 of them is just mind-blowing. Leigh Centurions having everything their own way at the minute.
And they get a penalty here from the kick-off. They're all offside. And the referee, Robert Hicks, was talking to them, telling them, stay onside, stay onside. They stepped in front, they give the penalty away. A couple of restarts have gone against them. And now with Ridyard's kick,
Josh, you can't be doing
they've got to get back.
Outside the 10.
And Leigh Centurions have got decent field position yet again.
Hold, go.
Leigh looking for another Super League scalp. They've beaten Salford, they've beaten Hull Kingston Rovers.
With me, hold.
Long way to go in this one, but they are leading Huddersfield by 30 points to 10. A Huddersfield side that has gone into this game with a bit of form. 3 wins in a row to their name in these qualifiers. McGilvray lets his man slip.
Didn't he do well to ride that tackle then, Greg Worthington? McGilvray normally a strong defender.
Hood takes them closer. Will they try and squeeze in that corner again? No. But Corey Patterson will chase this kick, and Patterson will bundle his way over for another try. Or is it first call of the game for video referee James Child?
Pick up on the grounding, please.
I don't think there's a problem with this.
Hit anybody as he really goes.
He holds his line, Corey Patterson. It's a wicked kick.
I am
absolutely
clean. Astonished with this game from Leigh Centurions.
They're brilliant. When they're in the mood, again, look at the kick from Drinkwater. It bounces up, he kicks it into the ground, so it ricochets, it comes up in the air. He stays onside.
It's onside for me, he's way behind that line.
There's no problem there, Baz.
Suppose it comes down to the grounding. Robert Hicks is right in front of Corey Patterson when he puts the ball down. He gives it as a try. I can't speak. This is an amazing game.
He does well to get rid of Jake Connor as well, rides that tackle. There's no problem, Bill, here.
There's got to be a try. Video ref James Child will certainly confirm that. He does. Corey Patterson adds another try for the Leigh Centurions in what has been a phenomenal first 40 minutes for the Championship top dogs.
Well, as we said, Corey Patterson last week was sensational in attack and defence, playing big minutes. And he puts himself in the right place. He knows Josh Drinkwater has a left foot kick. He's going to put it into the space, as he's done a couple of times already this afternoon. And if he's got the skill to pick it up and beat that last defender, Jake Connor, he's going to get himself a reward. Against the efforts, Michael Lawrence, another try.
And another conversion. He hasn't missed. Martin Ridyard, Corey Patterson, with his 17th try all told of this campaign. And the Huddersfield Giants supporters absolutely dumbfounded by what they're seeing.
Shell-shocked.
As is the coach.
Yeah, they've been took apart in different spells in this game. But Leigh Centurions certainly believe in themselves. They believe that they can win. The forwards are running strongly. They're aggressive. It's all Route 1 for them.
This will take some coming back from now for the Huddersfield Giants. It's not beyond them. We've seen already that they can expose this Leigh defence, but they just haven't had any ball to do that with. Rennie Matua retiring at the end of this season and wanting to end on a high. It looks as though that is going to happen for him. Hood, good work from him.
4, move, hold here, Cruz, go.
Here is Corey Patterson. Ridyard.
Last, move,
just slipping.
Wait.
And the tackle coming in with Cruz Leeming doing the job.
40.
Kick downfield into the arms of McGilvray. And Leigh, no, already this afternoon they can't afford to allow this man too much room to manoeuvre.
He's certainly one of the most dangerous wingers in Super League. Been in exceptional form this year in what has been a tough period for the Huddersfield Giants. But just 3 minutes to go now before half-time. It's a dangerous period. I'm not sure which side it's a dangerous period for, though, because Leigh Centurions won't want the half-time whistle to come.
Huddersfield will be desperate to get points on the board before half-time to give themselves some hope of getting back into this game. The ball finding its way to McGilvray, but like so much of this first 40 minutes, it didn't work out as they'd planned.
Well, look at the defenders in the line. Greg Worthington, he makes it too difficult for Jake Connor. And once he goes in, Matty Dawson goes in, and it's just too difficult. Jermaine McGilvray, he's had kick return. He's definitely had some work to do in kick return. He's made a break.
Arms up as the hooker.
But in the very small phases of play and phases of this first half, when they've looked dangerous, it's when McGilvray, Brough, Ellis, Michael Lawrence, Akuma Tai, they've had their hands on the ball.
Hold, go.
Well, just to emphasise what a task it is for the Giants to come back. This is the biggest deficit they'll have turned around facing in their season. And it could get worse. We haven't reached half-time yet.
No, they're doing too much defending. For the likes of coach Rick Stone, as there's a bit of a set-to in the background between Leroy Cudjoe and I think it was Rennie Matua.
They've come apart now. 3. Hang on now. Hold for me. Hold.
I don't think I'd want 3. To set 2 with Rennie Matua.
I wouldn't want to set 2 with any of the players on the pitch, to be fair, Bill. But you look at the tackles that Huddersfield made. This is the 155th tackle. Leigh Centurions, just 87. So they're not tired yet. Again, look, everyone putting their hands up, carrying the ball.
And just when spirits are flagging, Harrison Hansen enters the fray. A massive impact against Hull Kingston Rovers last week with that tackle on Rob Mulhern. Just about changed the course of that game. And that's a great kick and a great chase. Just doing everything rightly.
Well, this is exceptional from the Centurions. Wonderful kick, quality chase, and Jermaine McGilvray, who had a sensational game and debut for England at the back end of last year, has no room, nowhere to go, and Matty Dawson already scored 3 tries, rubs salt in the wound.
Goal line dropout, it's a good one from Jake Connor, gets some distance on that. And back they come with Sam Hopkins, scored a crucial try in that game at Hull KR last week. And Corey Patterson. Leigh dominating this first 40 minutes in a game that, if they win, takes them into Super League. even at this stage of the qualifiers, with a couple of games still to go against Batley and Leeds. The job would be done. They couldn't be caught. Here is Harrison Hansen, little stuttering, familiar stuttering bit of footwork from the former Wigan and Salford man. There's the half-time hooter. They keep the ball alive. Ridyard pops it over the top to Brown. Brown back in field to Ridyard, and Ridyard gets another try. Whoa, and no wonder they're on their feet in the stands. They are on their way, are the Centurions. You cannot deny them that. Surely now, Ridyard finishing off a fantastic move. They wouldn't let the ball die, even when the hooter had gone. And Huddersfield, dejected, dumbstruck.
Well, they create tries out of nothing. And I was thinking, how's he going to end up with this set? As soon as Drinkwater gets the ball, there's the hooter. When the hooter goes, then all of a sudden they switch on. They all offer themselves to get back behind the ball. Martin Ridyard out wide to Mitch Brown, who offloads the ball back inside to Ridyard, who doesn't switch off when he passes that ball. And the momentum with the Centurions is incredible. From the start of this game, they had a very good period. Huddersfield get themselves back in, and then all of a sudden, the Centurions back into it. And Derek Beaumont, the owner, who has put an awful lot of money into this club, surely believes they'll take the place in Super League next year.
Neil Jukes just staying in the tunnel to watch Ridyard surely add another goal. The Huddersfield supporters, I don't know whether they're going for a bracing drink at half-time or just heading for home, because Ridyard has capped what has been an astronomical Centurions performance in this first 40 minutes. He's kicked everything, he's scored 2 tries, and the Leigh Centurions at half-time lead by 42 points to 10. Nobody, not even the most committed, deluded Leigh Centurion supporter could have visualised them leading Super League's Huddersfield Giants by such a margin. But at half-time, Leigh have 1 foot in Super League 2017. They lead Huddersfield by 42 points to 10 after a blistering first 40 minutes.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of Rugby League on Sky Sports.
How.
Records.
One, two, one, bigger than him, him.
From office, 10 a.m. meeting has moved, sending new route.
They call it. This year, Ben-Hur is astonishing. It's a fun, action-filled movie. Go! Ben-Hur.
We needed some cash, unexpectedly.
The dog needs an operation.
But my credit score doesn't look that great.
You are not alone.
We are alone. Presenting the Tokyo range from Oak Furnitureland. Our autumn sale extra savings must end Sunday.
Leave it to Dad.
Don't let an expensive breakdown ruin your trip. Give us your AA or RAC renewal quote and Green Flag will halve it. To save 50%, call us or go online. Green Flag, no matter what.
Right now, millions of children are facing hunger, disease, and a desperate lack of water across East and Southern Africa. Water shortages in the region are at record highs, and some areas are experiencing their worst drought in 50 years. Without enough food and clean water, children's lives are in danger. Yet just £3 could help provide a child with enough life-saving food for a week. Please text FOOD to 81066 right now and give £3. UNICEF is on the ground providing life-saving food and clean water to desperately hungry children. But we can't do it without you. I've seen myself the shocking effects malnutrition can have on a child, and it's something no child should have to suffer. So please don't wait. Text FOOD to 81066 right now and give £3 to help save a child's life today. Thank you.
Available to buy and keep in Sky Store now.
We're your neighbors.
Welcome to our sorority.
Own it now before it's in the shops.
We need somebody who can relate to stupid young people.
Hey neighbors, let's shut this party down.
They're trying to dismantle our sorority.
Get away from me!
Buy and keep Bad Neighbours 2 now. You'll get it straight to your TV, across your devices, and the DVD direct to your home. Buy and keep Bad Neighbours 2 in Sky Store now.
It's Nico Rosberg who closes the gap to just 2 points. And it's off to Singapore we go.
How.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of Rugby League on Sky Sports.
First half at Leigh Sports Village. Leigh Centurions 42, Huddersfield Giants 10 is the scarcely believable scoreline at the break. Matty Dawson included in a first half hat-trick, the first of his career. It all belonged to Leigh.
Breathtaking from the Centurions. It began with Worthington, McNally and Dawson all spent time at the Centurions as a junior. The next try came from the mentioned Matt Dawson with his first try. His second try quickly came in that left corner again. And there was a resurgence from the Giants here at this point. Michael Lawrence taking a short pass from Danny Brough. Next on the score sheet for the Giants was Aaron Murphy. Danny Brough right at the middle of things again. It was 18-10 at this point.
Well, Leigh Centurions run the pressure after conceding those 2 tries. Then Martin Ridyard plucks the ball out of the sky, just goes really hard there, and you can see that Adam Hickson, he gets in front of him, takes and makes it harder for Leroy Cudjoe to come up with the tackle, but he was confident that his teammate could score the try. And then Dawson, again, he's just had good shape, hugging that touchline, comes up with a good finish. And then Corey Patterson runs, holds a good discipline lines and scores a very good try that was awarded by the video referee. And then Ridyard straight on the half-time hooter. All the players offering themselves, getting back behind the ball. This is the way Leigh Centurions play. This is their style of rugby. Mitch Brown offload to Ridyard. Ridyard gets the ball, goes for the try line, comes up with the try.
The Leigh Centurion supporters here today in the sunshine at the popular stand end of the ground, and they're packed in their biggest crowd of the season. Here they came hoping to celebrate promotion to Super League by clinching a top 3 place, but Huddersfield Giants surely had other ideas to maintain their Super League status. But the way it's standing at the moment, Leigh are on course for a top 3 place in the qualifiers, and that would mean Super League next season for the Centurions. On the basis of this first half performance, they would be a really entertaining addition to the competition. They're not there yet though.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of Rugby League on Sky Sports.
How.
A new day, new roads, new ideas. So leave parking the car to the car. and get on with the important things. A car designed for every moment, so you never miss yours. All new Renault Megane. Feel the drive.
Burger, fries, drink, $2.99. Bonkers.
Flame grilled and bonkers. Get one of these sandwiches plus fries and a drink with the new $2.99 King meals. Only at Burger King.
Welcome to Britain's biggest bingo site, where you can play unique games like Pulse and Cinco from as little as 2p. Play for jackpots of up to £20,000 with more players than any other bingo site. Come join the fun and play responsibly at Tombola.
Gareth and Julie, Winston Wolfe. You're looking to insure your house through a price comparison site? Look, if you think you'll only find the best home insurance deal there, then lots of luck.
Coffee, Mr. Wolfe, lots of cream, lots of sugar.
Oh, thanks, Morag. I'll see you crazy kids around.
Tablets. Are you making the most of yours?
There's an awful lot to the tablet that I know nothing about.
I don't know anything about the cloud.
I'd like to watch catch-up TV.
To set up email.
Using a tablet for work.
What kind should I buy? Love to be able to download books.
Edit photographs.
Social media.
But what else can I do on it?
Our free Make the Most of Your Tablet guide is an exceptionally clever way to tap into all the terrific stuff you can do on your tablet.
It covers so much information.
This guide would definitely help me set up my tablet.
Oh, I can do that now.
Call Which on 0800 092 4455 to lay your hands on our brilliant free guide. It's got bags of advice, like joining social networks and emailing, tuning into the latest entertainment, polishing up your photos, choosing your tablet, and our jargon buster for all the techie bits.
This is exactly what I'm looking for.
Well conceived and well written.
Tells you everything you need to know, really. It's from Which and it's free.
It's independent, it's invaluable.
Get your head around your tablet. Call 0800 092 4455 for your free guide.
Calling all 888 Sport customers. Why not help yourself to a £10 free bet? Simply make a deposit using promo code 888TV. Place a bet of £20 or more and we'll give you a £10 free bet. It's as simple as App, Tap, Bet. Any sport, any bet, every customer. So grab your free bet now. 888 Sport. Bet you can.
Hi there. Hello there. Yeah, I've lost my keys.
Anything can happen when you're driving, but if you're with the AA, you'll never have to worry about a thing. We get more people back on the road than anyone else. The AA, because anything can happen.
You know how many treasure maps I follow? They don't tend to end well.
Okay, one of us can stay put while the other one escapes.
And by one of us, you mean me. This woman is seriously hazardous to my health. Every time we're together, some nutjob tries to kill me.
Because I'm a lady, you think I sit around all day being waited on hand and foot by butler?
Do you know the Queen?
Brand new Hooten and the Lady starts Friday at 9 exclusively on Sky One.
How. Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of Rugby League on Sky Sports.
Don't really struggle to believe that. Leigh Centurions 42, Huddersfield Giants 10. No, you're not imagining it. That is the scoreline here at Leigh Sports Village. Not many people could have predicted that Leigh would be that far ahead against this Huddersfield Giants side.
Well, what a difference a year makes. Almost 12 months as we see Chris Hill, the ex-Leigh Centurions forward, just taking his place for the second half. What a difference a year makes. This time last year, the Huddersfield Giants were in contention for the League Leaders' Shield and played in that epic game against the Leeds Rhinos where Ryan Hall scored right on the bell. And here they are in a real dogfight.
Second half underway. can Huddersfield turn this around? It would be even more unbelievable than the first 40 minutes if they were able to do that.
Well, they need 2 points. You look at the next 2 games that they've got to play. They'll take on Leeds, they take on Hull KR. There's a problem here, I think, is it Nathan Mason?
I don't think it is. I think they both
pulls away from that tackle, clutching onto his ribs.
I don't think Corey Patterson's that clever either.
If you needed someone as well.
Well, strong carries, strong tackles, Corey Patterson. Is it the elbow?
It's hard to see.
Is it the elbow from Corey Patterson? Because nothing else really. I didn't see any shoulder contact.
He's not the type of player to stay down, Nathan Mason. Had a good year this year. He's met fire with fire, and the defence of the Giants, obviously, when you concede 42 points, you need to tighten things up. But as a player, when you're in this scenario and situation, there's so much at stake. You've got to avoid the temptation to jump out of the line. The Centurions, when they attack, they take the ball right to the line. They're hoping to get a defender to jump out so they can put one of the teammates through a gap, through a space. And they've got to get back on task, the Giants now, and hold that defensive line, hold the nerve.
Well, away form doesn't really bode well for Huddersfield. Only 1 win in 11 away matches in Super League in the regular season. And that was at Salford by a point. And then they went back there in the qualifiers and got hammered. So don't hold your breath, Huddersfield fans. Here's Rennie Matua. Play the ball, says Robert Hicks. It's the last tackle as Drinkwater dinks a kick into open space, but Murphy comes across to field it, and then Connor in support, but Andrew Dixon, one of the players who'll be part of the Toronto Wolfpack next year, makes the tackle and then exchanges pleasantries with Connor after the ball had gone.
Well, they can't play conservative rugby now, Huddersfield Giants. They need to come out, they need to ask questions, they need to make sure that they play that catch-up brand of rugby that coaches sometimes don't want to see, but 32 points behind with just the second half. They need to come out and score some early points very soon.
Here's Cudjoe on the last tackle with Brough, and Brough hoists a high kick. McNally underneath it, time under the ball. Ellis was chasing, went straight over the top, and it was Brough who made the tackle.
And he does everything right, McNally, then. When he looks at that ball, as soon as he catches it, knows he's under pressure, so drops to the ground, so he can't be pushed back over the try line. And then the markers aren't square for the Giants. Trying to split from marker, take the speed away and slow this game down. When Adam Hicks, and then whenever you see a winger going in behind the play of the ball, close to his own try line, you know he's going to scoot the ball. So you'll see a lot of markers split forward and try and stop that play.
It is amazing to see Huddersfield in this situation. On the basis of last season, a lot of experts were anticipating another strong Huddersfield challenge at the top of the table this season, and it hasn't materialised. And now here they are in a scrap for their Super League life, and they're not making a very good fist of it at the moment.
I know they've brought some players in, but they've lost some key players over the last 2 or 3 years, haven't they? The Giants. It's a bit of a rebuilding period for them. Things haven't gone well for them this year, but you've seen the emergence of some of the youngsters. But the side that they have got, they still should be beaten and still should be competing in the top 8 as well.
Good kick for Hickson to chase. Well dealt with in the end by Connor.
Surrender!
Well, contrasting moods, I'm sure, in the two camps at half-time. Let's get a view on that from Angela Powers on the sidelines.
Yeah, very much so, Bill. Neil Dukes has been telling his team, really, though, that they've not won anything yet. They've got to keep their feet on the ground and maintain their concentration. They expect the Huddersfield side to throw a lot at them in this half, and that's what the coach of Huddersfield Giants wants them to do as well, Rick Stone. He says they've got to maintain their concentration. He gave Leigh a lot of credit, actually, for their performance in the first half, but he wants to see Huddersfield play the game that they can play, to stick to the game plan and basically get more possession, because they've not had a lot of that.
Well, they've got some possession now. Can they do something with this, with Aaron Murphy? Murphy has to come in field, though, and runs into Dixon. Manages to slip the pass away to Connor. Connor, little chip and chase from him. McNally will go back. The ball bounces awkwardly, and they'll get the ball back, Will Huddersfield.
Well, there was nothing on then.
Huddersfield player struggling, in fact, in back play.
Is it Cruz Leeman?
And leaving the field, yeah. Cruz Leeman it is.
Well, there was nothing really on then. And all of a sudden, the chip forward, the urgency to get forward and put pressure on Leigh Centurions. You can see he's really struggling, the youngster Cruz Lehman. He's led from the field, and the way that he looks, he won't take any further part in this game. There's 36 minutes to go. Bit of a breather while to wait for the youngster to leave the pitch, helped by the doctor and the physio.
Make sure he's off. We can't go till he's off.
And you can see there, when he's just pushed, he's just buckles underneath him. His knees, ankle trapped in the ground.
It's a positive for Huddersfield, forcing the goal line dropout, getting another chance to take on this Centurions defence. Josh Johnson recalled because of the absence of Tom Simons. And here's Mason, seems to have recovered from that bang in the ribs.
Back here. Hold, Liam, hold. Go.
And they're about 20 metres out with Sam Rapira.
Got to get in, mate. 3, release Sam.
Makes another 10 yards for the team. The Giants, what they wouldn't give for some points on the board at the start of the second half. Akumatai, is it? Just short.
Go.
Ball swept outside by Brough. Brough, it finds its way to Murphy.
Still 4.
Back for Lawrence.
Andrew,
that's the 5th tackle. Leigh.
Go.
Good defensive work so far. Can they hold their line as Brough comes at them? And Brough is tackled just short. It's the turnover. Brough appealing to the referee, Robert Hicks, but he didn't get there.
What brilliant defence from Leigh Centurions. We've seen them attack, we've seen them score 42 points, but their attitude in defence was phenomenal. They were broken, they were outnumbered, but they did enough to prevent the Giants getting over the try line.
That's the danger of Danny Brough, his running game close to the line. He spots a gap, but all of a sudden, Greg McNally, Andrew Dixon close that gap and take that threat away.
Hold. Go.
Certainly a bit more sting about Huddersfield in the second half.
Go.
And they've had the lion's share of territory so far.
But Tez is right, they need to get that scoreboard ticking over, post some points and put some doubt in the mind of this beast that the Centurions have created.
You good, Ryan? You're okay.
Well, there doesn't seem to be much doubt about them as Liam Hood makes some pretty easy yards there.
It's difficult. Any time that there's a quick play ball, good hookers in the game will just get out and run.
Great kick from Drinkwater into the corner.
Needs to be a better chase apart from those two players. It was a laboured chase in the middle if that ball was passed to Aaron Murphy.
Here is McGilvray.
Get square, hold, go.
Well, they're not getting off the, sorry, they're not getting off the line here.
Move, Sam. Back ready. Hold, go. You okay, Corey?
Hinchcliffe, Brough's gone for a 40-20, I think, but he's overcooked it, out on the full.
Well, Danny Brough, his line, before he kicks that ball, he tries to get back over the red line. And that fraction of a second where he's judging where the 40-metre line is, probably meant that his sights were off a little bit. Watch how he just veers over. He wants his right foot to be this side of the red line, and it's too strong, and they're under pressure. Again, the Giants.
Dejected Danny Brough.
Come on, boys, let's get it.
Dejected Giants, really. 42-10 they trail here, and
yes, mate,
of course what they want to avoid is the spectre of that £1 million game. Conceivable. It's going to be 2 Super League sides involved in that.
Away at Leeds Huddersfield games, there's always huge amount of anticipation on those games.
Benny, if you're a front row, you need to be binding.
Salford, London, next
week.
You
need to bind over the top, that's it.
We've been treated to some fabulous rugby league on Saturday afternoon, Super 8 qualifiers.
One, move!
To some extent, there's been more drama and intrigue about that than there has been in the top 4 in the Super 8.
2, move Nathan! Me, Sam,
certainly intrigue now with this Leigh Centurions first half performance, which has left Huddersfield Giants in an almighty hole, and Leigh Centurions closer still to a Super League place. They would be level with Leeds, and they could be in again. They are in again with Brown. Mitch Brown gets another try, and the cohorts of Centurion supporters at the other end of the field salute another try from their unstoppable team. The former Cronulla man, another one of their mid-season recruits, carving through this Giants defence to extend the Centurions' lead.
Well, this is the third time we've seen Leigh Centurions fake to go to the open side, come back to the blind. I said about the defence of the Giants and what the reaction is to Leigh Centurions taking it to the line, short passes to a supporting player. You've got to stick to your task, nominate who you've got, renominate when that landscape changes a little bit. But the Giants failed to do that, and Mitch Brown, he gets the latest try.
That's his fourth try in the qualifiers, Mitch Brown, including 2 against London in their first qualifying game. And another success for Ridyard.
But when you're defending close line, as Barry talked about, the switch to the blind side, defenders, you've got to defend and talk to each other. A couple of defenders chose to go in, try and close the play down, and then the outside 2 defenders chose to go and mark the men, which creates a big gap for Mitch Brown, the man who played for the Bulldogs in the NRL Grand Final just 2 years ago. There's some experience in this Leigh Centurion side, Bill.
And they are making the most of it. They've put it to good use, and they've got good value out of it. And it's just turning out to be a miserable afternoon for the Huddersfield Giants. The word from the sidelines is that Cruz Leeming is out for the rest of the game with an ankle injury.
It's not even like low-risk players.
I was just going to say that, Tez. There's been a lot of criticism and questions asked about the skill levels of the modern game. Well, this Leigh Centurion side is full of skill, full of endeavour and character and speed as well.
And they're full of enthusiasm now. Well, they might be in this situation. 48-10, they lead the Huddersfield Giants. Drinkwater puts a very good kick in, and Jake Connor opts to let that one find touch.
Again, it's just excellent, isn't it? Your big money signing, step in, take control, just take the sting out of the game. Kick the ball into the corner, force it off the pitch, walk to the scrum, just catch your breath. Big 30 minutes for Leigh Centurion's future.
It's not just the big money overseas signings though, is it? I mean, look at Mickey Hyam, 35 years of age. He is a nominee for the Championship Player of the Year.
The big money local lad.
Well, very local lad. Back at this club after 15 years in the distant lands.
He's given good value to this club in the early part of his career, and particularly now he looks like he's going to play a major role in getting them to where they belong. But the spine of teams, the fullback, the halfbacks, the hooker, they'll have the most involvement, and they're the accelerator of teams. They can speed it up, slow it down. Just Drinkwater with that kick, he slowed it down, allowed his charges to get set and get ready, and they look extremely comfortable while defending now.
Hold, go.
Don Brambani of Batley and Missy Talapapa of Featherstone, the other nominees for that Championship Player of the Year. Neil Dukes is among the nominees for the Coach of the Year, along with John Keir and London's Andrew Henderson, who've all had great seasons and are all involved in these qualifiers. We'll see London next weekend when they're at Salford. As the kick comes in, and Connor tried to get there. He did get there, but did he get there and claim the try? Video ref James Child will have a look at that. Robert Hicks, that is, thinks it is a try.
Well, it's a big effort here from Jake Connor. The kick's directed back towards the post pad. Looking for that ricochet maybe from Jamie Ellis. There's no problem.
He's onside.
Onside. There's absolutely no question about that. When he gets this ball, does he stay in the field of play? He's under pressure. Ridyard knocks the ball forward. Does he catch the ball, put it down? Yes, he does. No problem here with a try.
Jake Connor with the try. Huddersfield turn the tide.
Try, mate. I'll tell you
they need a few more, and they need a few more like Jake Connor. Didn't give up on that kick.
Oh, I thought that was going to miss from Bruff. It hit the woodwork, and went his way.
I'll need an
First thing that's really gone Huddersfield's way this afternoon.
Well, the kick is a good one. We talked about the spine of the team. On that occasion, Jamie Ellis put it in the danger zone, and he wants the enthusiastic Jake Connor to do exactly what he does, not give up on it. It takes a deflection, he catches the ball. Is there a glimmer of hope for the Giants?
Ridyard resumes. The Giants need a flurry of points, though, if they're to build on that.
Move! Hold your weight.
For the moment, that's just a drop.
Well, the last 3 weeks, they've posted some big scores against championship sides. I'm not so
Dave.
sure that they can come back and score maybe 32 points, but they're going to give it a good go here. And they have got the players out there that can score tries, not only close to the line, but from within their own half as well.
Hold now, wait.
Maybe given the situation below that top three of those 3 clubs who are destined for Super League, what about points difference?
That'll come into it. That'll come into it. The ball has come out here, and because the referee, Robert Hicks, had called hell, they go back. And Craig Hooby will have to play the ball again here.
Surrender!
Huddersfield then on their own 40-metre line. Hinchcliffe.
Outside.
Brough hoists a deep high kick. McNally underneath that. Missed a large chunk of the season, Greg McNally. And in fact was only back for the last 6 games of the regular season, and just coming back into the side in the middle of July after injury.
Struggled to get a game when he was a Huddersfield player, of course. That kick was a wicked kick from Danny Brough. Under no pressure, cool as you like, collects it, and the Centurions in possession again.
3, release! Hold! Go!
It's Hyam who'll play the ball. Looks at referee Robert Hicks with that. The experience is there from Mickey Hyam. Come on. Can you see what was going on there? He didn't have to say anything, just a withering glare at the referee. They do get the penalty.
Well, the penalty on the 4th play here will not help Huddersfield cause. I know he's a tough man to handle, Dane Weston, when he carries that ball forward. But you've still got to make sure towards the back end of the set, you're disciplined, you don't give those penalties away, and you can see that Craig Hooby, because he had his hand around the ball, he pulls away from the player, Dane Weston, and he strips that ball, puts themselves under more pressure here.
Hold now, go.
Leigh looking to put any hopes of a Huddersfield fight back, such as they are, completely to bed by taking their points tally over the 50 mark.
Get square, Oliver. Hold, Craig.
48-10. Here is Hyam.
3, move,
48-16 the scoreline.
Go.
Huddersfield with a long way to go to get back into this game. It could be even further. It is Patterson's second of the game.
Tackle 3, mate.
Robert Hicks asking for...
Check the obstruction, please.
Video ref James Child to look at that one. Obstruction.
Well, that looked too easy, didn't it, for Corey Patterson? He's a good player. He's got good footwork.
It was a simple drop-off play. Is it Harrison Hansen who goes through?
Why not just check it if I can?
He goes through, the ball goes behind Harrison Hansen, and then the drop-off play to Corey Patterson. Corey Patterson trying to avoid running into the back, steps away. Harrison Hansen takes a tumble right in front of the referee. It's a no try for me.
There's no defender that's impeded here. Harrison Hansen goes down on the floor. Craig Hooby is not impeded. Surely he can still get to Corey Patterson there.
Robert Hicks has given it as a no try.
Yeah,
it's right in front of him, so he must have thought otherwise.
Well, you can see that Craig Hooby's going out. He's going out to the on the screen. He's going out left to his right. He leaves the gap inside. Surely this is a try.
No try, penalty.
Well, it is disallowed.
Wow.
3 Huddersfield defenders there were inconvenienced, apparently.
I can see that. I can get it. Whether Craig Hooby then still could have made the tackle is debatable, but Harrison Hansen is in the way.
Look, he pushes.
Let's get on with the game.
If he's going and he touches Harrison Hansen and goes into him, yeah, I could see how that wouldn't be a try. But he pushes out. He leaves the gap.
Wait, go.
Well, Huddersfield spared for the moment the embarrassment of conceding 50 points. But a lot of sides have suffered that fate against this Leigh Centurions over the last 3 years when they have been the top side in the championship.
Well, they battle hard, and this time of the year they're used to winning those big games that get close because everyone wants to beat them.
Goal line, Dane. Hold, go.
Huddersfield's on the attack. Ellis lofts the ball. They're all climbing for it, and Nakumatai dots it down, but the referee has spotted a knock-on. Before that, it'll be the turnover.
Forward into the lead.
Well, the first knock-on, was it from Jake Connor, who knocks the ball forward into Matty Dawson's shoulder.
Go.
You can see there, the first touch was off Jake Connor.
Move.
Well, I want to throw a scoreline up to you, Bill. Back in 2005, Huddersfield Giants and the Leigh Centurions met in Super League for the last time. The scoreline was 68 points to 16. I wonder whether that is in the minds of some of the fans that are old enough to have been at the ground and suffered that humiliating defeat.
Go.
To who?
To Huddersfield.
Here's Harrison Hansen.
4, move now, Ryan. Hold. Go.
Leigh, untroubled really in this second half. Their lead is pretty secure. Huddersfield desperate to try and do something about it, but Murphy has lost the ball. Free play. Ridyard is tracing a hat-trick, but Bruff, his opposite number in the Huddersfield ranks, beats him to the ball.
Bill, it was the old stage of Mickey Hyam. Look at that. Body in front, hits him with absolutely everything. Danny Tickle then just kicks the ball forward. It's a mistake. It'll come back down to the first error, which was from Aaron Murphy, from the shot from the experienced Mickey Hyam. And just the simple little error, bringing the ball away. But what about the effort from Mickey Hyam? With the ball, without the ball, his effort, talking to his teammates, encouraging them, and he's took one for the cause as well. An old war wound.
We're going to Super League is what the Centurions Legions are singing, because this would put them in an impregnable position in the top 3 in the qualifiers, and it would leave Huddersfield struggling desperately to save themselves. And you sense that Leigh haven't finished here yet. There's more points to come from the Centurions.
Well, look at them last week when they played against Hull KR. They came back in the second half. They beat them 25 points to 18 at Hull KR. They beat Salford 32 points to 26. So they've got some good form, and then they've got to go and play Leeds, the final game in these Super 8 qualifiers, which will be a huge test for them.
Danny Tickle.
4, move, Seb. Hold it away.
There are some rather seasoned pros in this Leigh Centurion side. And there are some great talented players as well. The Leigh crowd at the other end of the field thought he'd got over the line there. Drinkwater, crossfield kick, claimed by the Giants.
Good take from Joe Wardle. Couple of players around him. He had to leap high, hands above his head, and collect that pass. There's some work to do now.
2.
Huddersfield Giants.
Hold. Go.
Long way to go. Longer than the Great North Run.
3. Move. Wait. Hold. Go.
Cudjoe plays the ball. Lawrence now.
Move, Martin. Go.
Here's Hinchcliffe. Quick hands, too quick. The ball scooped up by Hickson, and referee Robert Hicks will bring him back and head and feed to Huddersfield. There was a Leigh hand in there.
Yeah, well, they get away with this, going that short side. The intelligence from Hinchcliffe to go the short side, isolate a couple of defenders, the space out wide. Hickson's come in.
Time off.
And there was the open space. If that ball goes to hand, it could have been a certain try for Adam Murphy, one of the quickest men on the pitch. Adam Hickson, he pulled the trigger, tries to close the centre down.
Ball now.
But it's head and feed here for Huddersfield.
The Giants.
Go on, move, Danny. Make me hold.
Well, they've got some big games to look forward to. Meanwhile, in the Super 8s, Hull FC have got to try and get themselves back on track, and they'll try that at Wakefield on Thursday night. You can see that 8 o'clock Sky Sports 1, followed by on Friday 7:30 Sky Sports 2, Warrington Wolves against the Wigan Warriors. Huge game that is in the Super 8s as well, as far as those top 4 placings go. Huddersfield Giants, meanwhile, will be contemplating what they have to do to survive in these qualifiers, and it's about survival now for the Giants. And they really are going to have to regroup after this. Here is Brough. Kicking across field, and Dawson claims it.
Well, to get the ball to the perfect position, but there wasn't much pressure on Dawson. There was players around in a Huddersfield jersey, but no one really challenged for the ball. You can see that Greg Worthington, he just stood his ground and just give that little block element to that player, which takes the pressure off Dawson, but still needs to be challenged in the air, so close to the line.
Leigh will be celebrating at the end of this game a Super League future, and they'll be the first team promoted since Crusaders and Salford in 2008 in the strict sense of relegation and promotion. There was Widnes who were elevated under the licensing structure, but in terms of winning promotion, this will be the Leigh will be the first team.
And they've deserved it as well. They've been knocking on the door, as I said before the game, for a number of years now. They've got a squad, they've assembled a squad that can compete with sides in the top level. If they win this game, which surely they will do, it won't collapse in the last 19 minutes. They'll have beat 3 of the teams from the Super League that have dropped down. The last challenge will be playing against Leeds, and that will be a challenge for them. Both of these sides been unbeaten. Can they keep it up, the Centurions? Is it Batley next week and then the Leeds Rhinos?
3, move, back up, Greg.
Leigh backtracking, haven't had to do much of that in this game. Huddersfield attacking, they haven't done much of that. They could be in for a try here with Cudjoe. They are. But there's scant celebration among the Huddersfield supporters for that try from Leroy Cudjoe. Long way to go yet for this Huddersfield Giants side, but Cudjoe has narrowed the gap. 48-20 now.
A rare piece of enterprise from the Huddersfield Giants. Little run around gives them the second try of this second half. Danny Brough. Every point crucial. Every point half an inch closer to where they need to be.
Well, Brough almost fluffed the last one. This time he's bang on target. 2 more points, 48-22.
Well, it's still a big ask for the Giants. The little run around, Jamie Ellis, and the strength from Cudjoe. As soon as he breaks free from the first tackle, the man goes low, tries to grab him, slides off the tackle Dawson, and then the only man that's in front of him is the smaller man, Greg McNally, who going backwards, defending on his heels. He can't stop the bigger man in Leroy Cudjoe.
Back on.
Cudjoe making his 43rd consecutive appearance for this Huddersfield Giants side, and in good form as well. 5 tries in the last 3 games for the Giants centre.
Hold, stay square.
But is that just a token gesture, or is there more drama to come in this one?
2, move,
it would be dramatic.
It would be
if they were to
huge
a 26-point deficit.
Yeah, it'd be a huge effort to get out of this, wouldn't it? Even with the players that they've got, it's just the way that Leigh are playing. The offload here, they only made 1 offload in the first half, Huddersfield. But they know they're running out of time, open the game up a bit.
Cudjoe round the corner to Connor. Nice work. They've got the numbers, and Cudjoe is one of them. And Cudjoe will go in for back-to-back tries. Hang on a minute. The Centurions are retreating. Cudjoe with back-to-back tries. Brough with another crucial kick to come, and Leigh might just be getting a few butterflies.
Well, it was offload, short pass, long pass. Little bit of pace and speed. Jake Connor with the crucial pass. Leroy Cudjoe. Well, what have we got now? She's got a bit interesting.
Brough. Again, dinks it between those posts. 48-28 the scoreline at Leigh Sports Village.
Here we go, here's the offload, it's Danny Brough. 3 defenders around him. Hinchcliffe. It's a scruffy pass on the floor, but at this point, Centurions defending. A dog's hind leg, that's a wonderful pass from Leroy Cudjoe. A player renowned for having a good grip, a telescopic arm where he can find that offload. And the Giants fans are determined to enjoy their afternoon.
Leigh need to get a grip on this, because Huddersfield have suddenly got a little bit of momentum.
4 tries in them in the final 14 minutes. Well, Craig Hooby, he's a man who can certainly inspire them. Made 44 offloads last year, Craig Hooby. It's where they've really struggled in this game. They're steaming to open it up in the second half. Danny Brough coming more and more into this game, along with Jamie Ellis.
They do have a bit of form in this respect to Leigh. In that opening qualifiers game against London, they shipped a shed load of points late in the game and only won by 4, I think, having led by 30-odd with about 18 minutes to go.
Yeah, it ended up 34-30, didn't it?
McNally claims that one, though.
Move, Nathan. Hold. Wait. Go. Make sure we're square, Seb.
Oh, the ball's been lost. The ball's been claimed by Cudjoe. Free play it is.
No call, no advantage.
Was stripped. Was it Jermaine McGilvery who dislodged the ball while he was making a tackle?
That's my opinion. I think he just loves the bar, can't it?
Well, there was definitely hands in there. I agree with you, Barry, from a Huddersfield player.
There it is. That must have been judged to have gone backwards. Leroy Cudjoe with that telescope out again. Tries to find Nathan Mason, and Matty Dawson just intercepts at the crucial second.
Tight heads. Heads in. Ball in, Jamie.
Head and feed to the Giants. They rush to pack that scrum. They know that every minute is precious and every pass is precious, and that one is into touch.
Bill, I said in the first half, I was watching him warm up. A lot of the passes, when they were going through the moves and going out wide, they were going to ground. You need a clean catch under pressure when you're in space. You don't have to double check yourself and double check your stride. Higson again bites in. The space on the outside, it needs to be in front of Aaron Murphy. That ball goes in front, it goes straight in front to where his hands are. Needs to be a nice soft pass. And Neil Jukes, well, that's the frustration from him. He wants his side to defend better.
Move, Danny. Hold. Wait.
Brown takes the ball up for the Leigh Centurions. The clock very much in their favour.
Hold, get square. Wait, Craig square. Hold. Time off. Tackle 2.
That's a big tackle.
Beg your pardon. Higson it is, who's slow to get to his feet. And slow is probably going to be the word for Leigh, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't need to rush it.
Move. Hold now.
Less than 12 minutes on the clock. He felt a hefty challenge from the Giants.
Release, Nathan!
Hock.
Go for.
Tickle.
Last. Move now,
Dawson.
Nathan. Get square. Hold, go.
And then Ridyard, sensible kick. Despite the pressure he was under, managing to squeeze a kick through. Fine touch.
Again, Bill, it's that time of the game when you want your halves to come in and just take control and just give you that guidance and direction. It's been a tough game for both sets of players. You will feel that Leigh Centurions are in a better frame of mind than Huddersfield at present.
Huddersfield.
Release, Mitch! Go! You're good, Gareth.
Coming from deep now. Well, if they can at least salvage a little bit of morale in the closing 12 minutes, 11 minutes of this contest for what lies ahead of them in these qualifiers. Referees wipe the tackle count clean.
Still 0.
Well, it was a good job that Drinkwater got his hand to that ball then.
Here goes Brough. Brough gets the pass away to Ellis.
But as you called it in the first half, you wanted this right from 41 minutes. It took them till 69. Throw the ball, offload the ball, put yourself in a position to catch it.
Hold, go.
Here is Ellis. Love a try against his old club. Has he got a try against his old club? Not sure, says referee Robert Hicks.
It's tackled too, mate. I've got a try.
Jamie Ellis is short.
Tries to get the ball over his head and put the ball down. He's collected the defender as he's going over the line. Jinks his way through the line. It's Corey Patterson. Corey Patterson's right arm. Does it prevent him? I don't think it does. I think that's another try. It's the most bizarre. It looks like Apollo Perellini when he scored that try back in '96. Gave St Helens at London away. Gave St Helens the victory.
I think this is a try. I agree with you, Barry. He does enough, Jamie Ellis. He knows where the ground is, reaches over his shoulder, and at that point there, as Worthington comes in and tries to just dislodge the ball, I think he's already got the ball to ground. It's a big effort from Jamie Ellis. Gets his hands on the ball, attacks the line. This will be the one. This will be the one.
He's got good grip, got control of it. This is a try.
And it's been sent up as a try, hasn't it, from Robert Hicks.
Robert Hicks waiting for the decision of James Child, the video ref, which is it's a try for Jamie Ellis. His first since June.
Ready, boys.
When Huddersfield lost at Hull Kingston Rovers. Ellis, try, Brough converted. 48-34.
14 points. Leigh Centurions fans scratching their heads, thinking, come on lads. A couple of tired defenders, a couple of tired snatches and efforts from Leigh Centurions. Corey Patterson just can't prevent Jamie Ellis from getting this try. But it was a big effort from the former Leigh Centurion, Jamie Ellis. And, well, Huddersfield, they're back in this game. 10 minutes to go.
10 minutes, 14 points. Leigh have got to hold their nerve. Huddersfield have got a chance their arm.
Well done.
And they've looked better when they've chanced their arm. When they've offloaded the ball, when they're going at the line, when they're shifting it. But first of all, they're getting it right. They're going forward. They're sucking in the Leigh Centurions players with some strong carries, and then they're opening the play up.
48-10, Leigh led early in the second half. 3 minutes into the second half, they led 48-10. 48-34.
And that would be the worrying aspect of the game that Neil Dukes will surely be working on. As you said about the way that they played when they played against London, when they were in a commanding lead in that game as well.
Move! Wait, go.
Tackle, and Brough needs to be a good kick. It's a high kick. The chasers are bearing down on McNally, but he claims it well.
That was an awful kick. It's obscene how much the ball twists and turns when Danny Brough puts it high like that. Well done, Greg McNally.
Leigh fans imploring Robert Hicks to give him a penalty to get him out of trouble as Hickson takes the tackle.
3, move!
Anxious times for the Centurion supporters there. Songs about Super League, here we come, have just gone quiet for a little while.
4,
They just reverted to the, come on lads.
But Mickey Hyam, and Hyam spotting an opportunity, takes his team up to the halfway line. That's the 5th tackle. Drinkwater outside of the boots. It's a good kick. That was a good kick from Josh Drinkwater.
But it's the way that he drops the ball onto his boot. He drops it onto his boot, kicks it on the side, so it's automatically, it's spinning end over end towards the touchline. He knows exactly what he's doing.
You have to have a scrum half, Jake. You need to learn the rules if you want to moan about them.
Clock stopped as Huddersfield get the scrum packed. Maybe a little bit anxious up there. Derek Beaumont and his fellow board members.
Stay out. He did do.
Not quite plain sailing as it was as 48-10 early in the second half. McGilvray. Dixon makes a good tackle.
Let's keep your eye on McGilvray.
That's okay. That's okay.
And this man, Ikehihi, so powerful when he runs the ball.
3, move, Danny. Get square, go.
Plays the ball. Here is Craig Hubie.
4,
He's had a season plagued with injury problems. Hubie was ever present last year, hasn't had that presence this season. The pass from Brough is not a good one. It's behind Akuma Tai. So he's got to try and salvage some territory for the Giants.
Well, this surely is going to be another wicked attacking kick towards Greg McNally.
Here's Brough, and Brough will loft it again, and that one's a good one. It's into a bit of open space. McNally's not there, but Matty Dawson is.
You know, that's a tough catch, that Matty Dawson. The ball comes from behind him, and he's judging where that ball's coming, but Greg McNally has the confidence in his wingman that he'll catch that ball and doesn't overcall it.
He gave him good communication, didn't he, Tez? He said, yours.
Nearly 6 minutes to go. And Leigh just looking to ride out the storm here. And Drinkwater again will put a kick in. This one, though, he can't find touch, and Jake Connor will return it. The tacklers are there for the Centurions.
Because of his position on the pitch, then Drinkwater wanted more depth, but Jake Connor had read that, dropped back, closed that play off.
2, move Sam Hopkins, make me, go.
Murphy takes the Giants over the 40-metre line. Here is McGilvray, always looking for an opportunity, the wingman coming infield. Hinchcliffe, Brough shows the dummy, and then Brough, well defended from the Centurions there.
Well, Adam Hickson, the right winger for Leigh, he's coming on a number of games this year that we've watched on Sky Sports and closed the play down. Sam repaired it at Martin Ridyard. Well, he thought he was elbowed, then Martin Ridyard.
Brough, almost standing still, makes that pass. Cudjoe now. Cudjoe has got McGilvray outside him. He's got Andrew Dixon inside him, but he's wearing a red shirt.
And the way that Cudjoe was holding that ball in one hand, so you knew that he was going to offload the ball when it was on the outside. Here's a mistake. Oh, wow.
Ellis has to disentangle himself, and then the kick from Ikehifo.
Time off.
And it's a penalty for a shove off the ball, says Robert Hicks.
Well, they're just inviting him. It just adds to the entertainment in the afternoon in front of those Leigh fans. 5 minutes to go. Ikehifo, he fancied it a little on the last play. He gets it here. Ellis straight to him. Oh yeah, fancy a bit of a chip and chase, bit of a kick through.
1, move, meet me, Gareth.
5 minutes just under.
Mickey, go, well done.
Leigh defending their line, their supporters behind them at Huddersfield. The pass again wide of the target. That's been the story of some of their afternoon. Occasionally clicking, maybe clicking now with Cudjoe. Comes back in field, flings the pass inside to Hinchcliffe.
2, Mickey, move! Line, Gareth.
Leigh back on their own try line. Their supporters pleading with them to hold out here.
Move! Line, Greg!
They've got them out wide. They've got them out wide if it goes.
Ellis, that's where they're going. Brough gets the pass away. They are out wide. But again, fantastic defence from the Centurions.
Mitch Brown over the top, cuts that player down then.
Joe Wardle couldn't finish. Little kick comes in. Ellis, has he got there?
Time off.
Yes.
Ellis right in front of the fans who used to cheer him. Robert Hicks reckons he's got the try. It's virtually under the posts. But if it's awarded, that is.
Well, the silence from the Leigh fans, that gives it away from me. Is he onside? I believe he is, going off the lines on the pitch. And the grass and the shading. It comes down to a question, does he get the grounding properly? That's not the best angle to see it.
This one.
This is the killer. Here's the money shot. That's a try. Well, you've got your money's worth. You like your tries. You've got your money's worth this afternoon.
Second of the game for Jamie Ellis. It's awarded. Robert Hicks whistles. Tells Danny Brough to wait.
Okay.
And Brough, 2 more points. He's on target. 48 points to 40.
Well, a total of 88 points in a game. It's not bad, is it?
And they've nearly all been down that side of the pitch where the Leigh Centurions fans are.
Well, a good chase from Jamie Ellis. Keeps on side. Keeps them in the game. Again, Danny Brough. When these two players get the ball, take control, anything can happen.
Time off.
Maybe the time on the clock's just going to beat them, though.
48-10 up, Leigh Centurions were.
Back on.
With just a few minutes remaining, they're clinging on to a 48-40 lead.
Well, 30 unanswered points won't be good enough for them to take that next step up and challenge the big boys week after week. Their attack has been absolutely outstanding. They've got to make sure the defence is the same as well.
They've got to do that in the last few minutes here.
Surrender!
Because another try.
Hold this 10, hold, go.
And then those Leigh supporters at the other end of the ground would really, really be worried.
Move, Andrew!
They're probably pretty worried at the moment. Here is Brough. Can he work his magic again? Good defence by Hickson.
Line, winner, go.
Ellis now. Ellis on the last. This is. We've got into an awful mess here. Good hands, but it's straight to Patterson. Akumatai desperate to keep that ball alive. Flicked it in field, and Corey Patterson gratefully dropped on it, and that could be the game.
Well, just jogging on the spot, Corey Patterson taking in the big ones. The ball comes to him, he's brave, he gets down on it. And it's been a big, big game for both sides.
Wait here.
Some of the senior players, the likes of Mickey Hyam and Gareth Falcon, this man René Matua, especially in the first half, really took the game to the Giants.
Looked suspiciously forward to Gareth Hock, he's lost the ball. Here is Jake Connor. Connor immediately flings it wide. Now here's Aaron Murphy, who just clings on to that, and then the Leigh defenders cling on to him.
Hold here, Gareth, hold.
He thought he was going to drop that ball then, Aaron Murphy. You can see the Leigh players closing in.
Here is Akumatai. Leigh looking weary, but so do Huddersfield, and they've got the ball back of the Centurions, and now the Leigh fans feel they can celebrate. Here is Oreni Matua Fumano bowing out. Still a couple of games to go, but this is how he wanted his career to end, Reni Matua. On a high like this, Harrison Hansen, he's known glory in his Wigan Warriors days, but this is a new experience for him. Promotion of first, even for an experienced player like Harrison Hansen. Dixon, off to Canada next year, but he'll leave with great memories.
Go.
Nothing expansive, nice and slow for the Centurions.
Referees wipe the tackle count clean.
Yeah, Bill Warnock carries and Neil Jukes, well, tremendous job. Paul Rowley left the club beginning of the year. That man took over, and he's done a tremendous job to galvanise this side and get them into Super League for 2017.
Last play of the game, fittingly, it's with the old man of the team, Mickey Hyam. No number on his back, but number one as far as Leigh fans are concerned. They've weathered the second half storm. A 48-10 lead has been whittled down by the Giants to a 48-40 final score. But they've done the job they set out to do today, which was beat another Super League side for another win in the qualifiers, maintaining their 100% record in this competition and securing a place in Super League in 2017. And it leaves Huddersfield Giants fretting about their future with work to do to ensure that they are part of the same competition. Rick Stone, a thoughtful man. Neil Jukes, his opposite number, a jubilant man. And his players likewise. What a first half performance it was. That's what did it for the Leigh Centurions. They blitzed Huddersfield in that first half. 42-10 it was at the break. Another try 3 minutes into the second half, 48-10. And that really, despite their best efforts, left Huddersfield Giants with an insurmountable mountain to climb. And the Leigh Centurions and their supporters celebrating a memorable day for the club. Back in Super League. Matty Dawson, first career hat-trick I think it was for him. A first half hat-trick for sure. One of the stars of the show, he's with Angela.
A hat-trick hero, they've just called you on air there, and a man of the match on top of it. How do you feel after that?
Oh, unreal. We feel as good as these. Look what it means to the fans, that's how we feel. Awesome, absolutely awesome.
It seems a bit churlish at a moment like this to ask you about the second half and that performance, but I've got to.
Yeah, it's a good job we started like we did, because that second half just wasn't good enough, but obviously we're going to work on that and go into next week. Hopefully put a full performance together, not just 40 minutes.
Well, there you go, job done, no £1 million game.
Yeah. Job done, yeah, but we don't want to lose any of these games, so on to next week now.
That's it, you've got to concentrate on that. I'm going to talk to your captain now. Congratulations, Matt. Mickey Hyam, come on in. Well, well done, Mickey. They call you the old trooper, but wow, those legs are still doing it.
Wow, I don't want to I'll let you know tomorrow, but again, it's a monumental effort from the boys. You know, we've done about our business all year, and we knew, you know, the championship, we were confident we win that, but then the hard work had to start, and you know what? 5 from 5, what can you ask of the boys? You know, maybe the ends of games are a bit of a worry, but we've not lost a game yet, and you know, the challenge is backing these intense games up, and we've managed to win, so we're going to enjoy it, but you know, we want to finish as many points as we can.
There were some moments there in the second half where it got a bit hairy, didn't it? And did you get a feeling of that on the touch, on the pitch as well?
I thought, to be honest, I thought we had enough points in the bank, but a team like Huddersfield, you know, to be honest with you, I think the lead lad has probably done them injustice here. They're a quality team. They've been in top 4 for the last 5 or 6 years of Super League, and you know, it's testament to us to go toe-to-toe with them. You know, that first start, I think it probably was a false thing. We didn't have much defending to do, and when we did, you know, these are a dangerous team, but no, I don't know, mathematically, are we up, we're not?
I think, yeah, that's it, you're there, you're a Super League player again. Thanks so much, Mickey. Go and enjoy the crowd over there. Neil, come on in. I saw your coach hand you your bonus earlier. He took it, your owner, he took it back. What was it?
It was only a fiver, to be honest, but we spoke all week about the players, you know, whether they've been here for 5 games or 15 years, coming in with the best game, and for 40 minutes I thought we were untouchable, you know, irrelevant. That's no disrespect to Huddersfield, you know, Riddy, he's been here a long while, come up with some class players. Josh Drinkwater, you know, just re-signed him, it's a good job we did, otherwise, you know, the vultures would be out for him, but for the whole place, it's just an incredible feeling, you know, the players, the backroom staff, you know, Derek, the board, it's just been one big massive drive, and we've gone right under the radar, I think, this year, as much as we can, and done things right, and just unbelievable. I'm so delighted.
That was it. Could you believe really that you got that start? I mean, to be that far up, 42-10 up at half time?
No, not a chance. And I said that, but I said to the guys at half time, don't dare to dream, don't dare, because we've been like that on a few occasions, and try. Momentum's a funny thing, and we expected the completions to go up a bit and ours to drop a bit, but it was just about grit, it's about determination. You know, we've had to do that against, you know, Featherstone and London here. We've had to hang in there together, and we said today FL alone won't get us the performance needed to be very good as well, and we got both, and like I said, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Celebrate tonight, Neil. Congratulations. We're going to talk to the owner of Leigh Centurions now. Derek, I imagine you're going to give him a little bit more than that 5 you just found in your pocket for a bonus to getting you back in Super League, and there it is.
That's his bonus. What an amazing day. Oh, I think I just died and got resuscitated twice. It was like tick and pass out in it in the end, but what an amazing day. I mean, I think Alex Murphy said last night on something that it's the biggest win in the club's history. I wouldn't go as far as that, as taking shine off what he did, but amazing. I mean, look at these people here. This is a Super League club ready for business.
The job was done at half time, wasn't it? Did you feel like yourself?
No, seriously, because the yards that Huddersfield were making and the players that they've got, they were making yards too easy. We were scoring well when we had the ball. I said to people there, I said, don't get celebrating too early. It's a massive lead, but, you know, they can really turn it round. And we've seen, you know, Salford scored a lot of points on us in the last 10 minutes. London did earlier in the competition, and I think Marwan was probably more nervous than me at us conceding all those points, because, you know, they might be valuable at the end for Huddersfield, those really could be.
Congratulations, Derek. Enjoy tonight. See you next week.
Thank you, Angela. Cheers. All the best.
Wow, it's going to be some party for Mickey Hyam, Derek Beaumont. He's still got the moves. Interesting. Have you been offered many kisses in interview situations?
I don't think Angela had any option there. Mickey Hyam just straight up. Just look what it means to the club. Everyone's down celebrating. It's not just the players, it's the backroom staff. They're going down celebrating with the fans that have stuck by them over the years.
I'll tell you what, it's funny. I was talking to Chris Thorman before this game, who's on the losing side today, but he played at Hilton Park against Leigh Centurions for 2005 when they were in Super League. A memorable night when it chucked it down at Hilton Park. The floodlights wouldn't start. I think one of our technicians got the floodlights going with 10 minutes to go until kickoff. There was a great puff of smoke from the generator room, and the generator got going. Look at this now. Look at this. It's an amazing transformation for this club.
The ground, the infrastructure, the youngsters that they've got coming through the system, the senior pros that lead by example. They've got a money man. They've got a money man who just puts the money in. They've got a very good coach in Neil Dukes, who's been given an opportunity. And you look at that side, there's so much experience there that's playing international rugby, and the fans, it's their day.
What about Huddersfield? I mean, Huddersfield Giants, big job for them. Big party for the Leigh Centurions, though. They are heading for Super League in 2017. It is going to be some party for the Centurions and their legions of supporters.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live. On all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of Rugby League on Sky Sports.
Records. 1, 2, 1, bigger than him, him.
From office, 10 a.m. Meeting has moved. Sending new route.
They call it.
Julia, Winston Wolf.
Yeah?
You were on your way to Marsh's hen party when you took a hit from a couple of wise guys.
Nightmare.
About your car. Does it smoke? Make a noise?
Yeah.
Call Direct Line. They'll arrange a hire car.
Won't have to wait for mine to go in for repair.
Not with Direct Line.
Oh,
What about us? Are you with Direct Line?
No.
Then on your bike, Buster.
Right now, millions of children are facing hunger, disease, and a desperate lack of water across East and Southern Africa. Water shortages in the region are at record highs, and some areas are experiencing their worst drought in 50 years. Without enough food and clean water, children's lives are in danger. Yet just £3 could help provide a child with enough life-saving food for a week. Please text FOOD to 81066 right now and give £3. UNICEF is on the ground providing life-saving food and clean water to desperately hungry children. But we can't do it without you. I've seen myself the shocking effects malnutrition can have on a child, and it's something no child should have to suffer. So please don't wait. Text FOOD to 81066 right now and give £3 to help save a child's life today. Thank you.
Paddy Power can't get Tiddles back, but we can put the smile back on your face.
For the first televised Premier League match every Saturday and Sunday, back a team to win and get a free bet if they're losing at half-time. Now that'll set the cat among the pigeons. Paddy Power, you're welcome.
Gareth and Julie, Winston Wolfe. You're looking to insure your house through a price comparison site? Look, if you think you'll only find the best home insurance deal there, then lots of luck.
Coffee, Mr. Wolfe, lots of cream, lots of sugar.
Oh, thanks, Morag. I'll see you crazy kids around.
Imagine if Ozzy Osbourne was your history teacher. Sure, you might not learn all of your kings and queens.
What?
You might not know your dates of major battles.
It's a nose cone. Hello.
You might not even make it to every lesson.
Dad, don't get your bag.
But it'd be a hell of a ride.
Houston, we have a problem.
Meet Ozzy Osbourne.
We're in the zone, baby.
Your new history teacher.
I've come dreaming.
Ozzy and Jack's World Detour starts Sunday the 18th of September at 9 on History.
You're watching Sky Sports 2, your home of cricket.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
So, superb starts to the La Liga season for both Las Palmas and Barcelona, with goals aplenty already, and the champions continue their title defence at home. Yes, Barca are back at the Camp Nou, and Alaves return there in La Liga 10 years after their last visit. It is a tough ask for the new boys. Our build-up starts at 7:15. That's the second of our live matches this evening here on Sky Sports 2. The first involves the early La Liga leaders, Las Palmas, who are scoring and impressing under Quique Setién. After disposing of Valencia and Granada this evening, they are at Sevilla, who are still settling in under Jorge Sampaoli. Kick-off at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan is at 5:15. Hi there, welcome along. Two fascinating matches coming up then here on Sky Sports 2. And to watch